buzzer. I'm going to start my thread at the eye of the hook. The thread that I'm using is Uni-80 Camel, and I would have used black, but I've run out. So I'm just going to colour the thread towards the end. Now you just run your thread down, just run along the shank, coming about halfway around the bend. Break away or snip off the waste piece. Now once you're down there, just run it back up quickly and stop when you let go of the bobbin. The thread sits just in front of the barb. Now I'm going to tie in a length of flexi-floss. This is red flexi-floss or Spanflex. Now leave a wee tag end here. A couple of turns to hold that and then stretch it out. Stretching it out just gives it a neater body. Now I'm just going to take your tag end up here, stretch that out, snip it away. Adjust my vice here, sorry. And on the way back up, I'm going to tie in the body, which is just black pheasant tail. Something else I'm running low on is black pheasant tail, so I'm just having to use at the bottom area. Now just take a turn, tie it in by the tip, take a turn and pull the tips in, and then just run it up, tying these down, and stop when you get to the thorax area. Now to protect the pheasant tail, I've got some super glue here, and this is the brush on stuff. I'm just going to put a small reservoir on the top there, and now I do a wee half hitch in up here. Now take your pheasant tail and you just want to counter ribbit, counter wind, so you're winding the pheasant tail on the opposite way the way you wind your thread. When you up here, cross your thread over, keep it nice and tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so turns to hold that. Go on your scissors, just snip it away. Now come to the front of that wee, your sort of step up onto the pheasant tail. So what I do is come to the front of the cut ends, some wax onto your thread, and then you can build up like that. Now it's up to you whether you put a half hitch in here. What I'm doing is I'm just winding my rib on, winding it on the usual way this time, the same way I wind my thread. You want 4 or 5 turns, 3, 4, and there's 5. Cross your thread. Again, keep it nice and tight. It's very important you keep your thread tight. Good couple of turns in there. And then again, stretch out your flexi-floss, come in and trim it. You get a much neater cut that way. Now I'm just going to run my thread down and I'll come back up. Now, because basically everything's going to be at the head or at the thorax area, I'm going to put some super glue onto my thread. Quite heavily super glued, and then just wind it down, wind it back up, and that'll just protect it. Now I'm going to tie in the wing buds, and for that we're using 2 goose biots, and these are dyed white. I'm going to take them from the middle to tip area. Just trim them off, and you'll notice there's a very slight curve. You want that to be curving down. Now check the length, and you want it to be going from the back just over the hook. So that there, this is fine. Loose turn over, a couple of turns to tighten up. At this point, just check how it's sitting. Just watch your fingers, trying to get it to sit the way that you want. Once you've got it, I just hold them in position with my left hand. So good turns of thread on the way down. Now you want to leave a good mill or so for the head, because it's quite a big head that's on the fly. Stick them away. And goose bites I find they don't compress very well. Now, I'll show you what you've got here. That's what your fly looks like so far from the top. My vice is a wee bit off centre, so I'll fix that for the next video, though, don't worry. Now, I'm going to tie in the thorax cover, or the wing case. And again, this is just black pheasant tail. Loose turn on top. Make sure the fibres are on top. Pull the tips in. And then just start to bind them down. Come in with your scissors. Trim it all away. I'm going to put some more wax on my thread at this point. I just heat it up next to my light. Wind it right up. Now, some black seal's fur. Take a pinch off. Just dub it straight onto your thread. This is easier to do with wax, if your thread is waxed. And then just start to wind it on, just tightening it up if it looks loose. Leaving a bit of mill or so at the head. Pull any loose fibres backwards, just tidy that up a wee bit. Now I'm going to tie in, just got a small hen hackle here, obviously in black. And just going to get my hackle pliers, just grab the tip and then pull the remaining fibres back so it's just the tip that's exposed. Set that against the side of the hook shank, a couple of turns to hold that, and then fold the tip back and just tie that in. You can just break the tip off, it's very easy. Now fold the fibres back. Just start to wind it on. You only want about a turn and a half, 2 turns. Cross your hands here, cross over your thread, 4 turns or so to tie that down, fold it back, couple of turns there, just folding some fibres back there, get your thread nice and tight and then you should just be able to break it off. Now I'm just going to put on some more wax. What you want to do is just split the hackle, creating like a middle shed if you want. Just fold them down either side, and then bring your pheasant tail right across, making sure that it's flat on top. Bring it straight across, and what I do is just you can fold everything back. You've got a wax in your finger there. Fold everything back, and then put your finger on top. Take a loose turn, and then turns to tighten up. pull this back, come to the front, work your way up like that. Now just put this away, and at this point, and this isn't necessary but I'm just going to do it anyway, and I colour my thread just with a black Sharpie. Obviously if you're using the black thread and you've not ran out, then you won't need to do this part. Just build your thread up. Try not to make it too covered. Now, don't be turned away with that big head, it's okay. Some super glue onto your thread, come in with your whip finish, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull it nice and tight, take away the waste piece. Now at this point, if I've just got any fibres that are coming out of the eye, take it away. Just come in with some super glue onto the head. Right the way round. And that is your adult buzzer.